Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, I'm going to help you guys troubleshoot how you get into ketosis. So a lot of you have asked us or have mentioned that you're struggling to get into ketosis using the principles of fasting. So on this video, I've got 6 different steps I want you to look at. They may be holding you back from getting into ketosis. And if you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. I am here to teach you everything you need to know about building a fasting lifestyle. And in 2021, we are on a mission to get over 1 million people building a fasting lifestyle. This is how we can strengthen our immune system. This is how we can overcome health problems. This is how we can lose weight. This is how we can get better brain clarity, all from understanding the principles of fasting and what it can do for our health. So welcome, please subscribe, and as always, if you love this video, share it out into the world. Together we can get ourselves immune strong again. Ready? Okay, why are you not getting into ketosis? You're doing everything. And you're fasting, you're bringing your carbs down, you're doing everything, and you're still not getting into ketosis. So let's start off with this idea. The first idea is that you have to understand that this getting into ketosis means you're moving from a state of being a sugar burner into a fat burner. So there is a metabolic switch that needs to happen. And in order to get this metabolic switch to occur, you've got to bring your blood sugar down. So a lot of people, when they come to building a fasting lifestyle, what happens is they have a lot of stored sugar in their liver, in their cells, they're insulin resistant. And so it takes some troubleshooting to be able to get you from this place of being a sugar burner over to being a fat burner and accessing the ketogenic energy pathway. So the first step is you got to bring that blood sugar down. So make sure you have a blood sugar reader, that you understand what your blood sugar is at in order to be able to get into that ketogenic state. So first thing that blocks people from not getting into ketosis is that they just don't put enough stress on their cells. So this is called a hormetic stress, and it's an incredible concept that we see in functional medicine, which is just a little bit of stress can have a huge maximal benefit on your cells. So if you've been intermittent fasting for 15 hours and you're like, yeah, that's easy, it wasn't that hard, but my blood reader still says I'm not in ketosis, you're gonna have to fast a little longer. You're gonna have to go 17 hours. You're gonna have to go 24. If you're going 24 on a regular basis, then you're gonna need to make sure that maybe you gotta go 36 hours. There has to be a driving stressor. If fasting's easy, if keto's easy, you're gonna have to get a little uncomfortable and get some hormetic stress on those cells so the cells go boop and they know to switch over to this fat burning place. So number 1, create a hormetic stress on your cells. Okay, number 2, you're not varying your fast enough. We see this all the time, and this is really for those of you that have been like, well, I've been doing the ketogenic diet, I've been fasting for a while, I'm still not seeing the ketones I want on this reader, and it's possible that you're just not varying your fasts enough. So there are 7 fasts that, based off of science, based off of what we're seeing in our resetter community, that we know can start to get you over into this ketogenic energy pathway that can get you ketones. And each one of these fasts is accomplishing something different. So make sure you're varying your fasts. If you've been doing OMAD all the time, 1 meal a day, you might actually find that if you go back into an intermittent fasting, 13 to 15 hours, and on one day, and then the next day you go into a 24-hour fast, and then the next day you do a 17-hour fast, and you go in and out of these different 7 fasts, it's that variation that will tell the body, hey, we're not burning energy from sugar anymore. We need to come over here and start to burn energy from fat. So my second tip for you is vary your fast. Okay, third tip, So this one seems obvious, but I just want to point it out that fasting will help you build ketones, and the way you eat will help you build ketones as well. So look at the food that you're eating. There is something that has emerged as the ketogenic diet has gotten more popular, and it's called dirty keto. Dirty keto is where we're keeping our carbs down, but we're eating the wrong fats. We're eating artificial colorings. We're eating processed foods that are low carb, but they're full of junk and they're full of toxins. So make sure that you are avoiding the harmful fats. We've talked a lot about harmful fats on my channel. You can go to my Instagram. We've got charts on harmful fats. You can go listen to the podcast that I did, the Resetter podcast with Dr. Cate Shanahan, where we talk about what fats do to insulin resistance. So make sure you are not eating the bad fats. Second thing is when you do eat, make sure you're not eating too many carbs. Make sure you're not eating too much protein. Make sure you're not eating the processed chemical-laden foods. Just because you go into the market and there's a product there that says it's keto-friendly doesn't mean it's going to get you into ketosis. The major food brands right now are onto the fact that the ketogenic diet is very popular, and so they're putting out these products that appear to be low carb, but they're still full of toxins and they're still preventing you from getting into ketosis. So please make sure that when you do eat, you are eating the cleanest food possible and you're avoiding those processed harmful foods, because that is a path that will never get you into ketosis. Okay. Step number 4, this one is a little more complicated, but hang here with me. You may be needing to give your liver and your gut a little more love. So in order to get you from sugar burner to fat burner, that switch occurs in the liver. And if you have a fatty liver or you have been eating a lot of sugar and a lot of carbs for many years, it's actually possible that your liver needs some love to be able to make that switch over. So some really cool tricks that we've used with our resetters are castor oil packs. I know some of you have our castor oil pack. We have an employee who's an incredible seamstress, and she does tons with she can make everything on that darn sewing machine, and she has made an incredible castor oil pack that when you put castor oil on the pack, the castor oil goes into your liver and it starts to dilate the liver and open the liver up so that the liver can actually get the toxins out. So if you haven't tried a castor oil pack, might be time to try a castor oil pack. Just put it in the comments, castor oil pack, and we'll send you a link to her Etsy store. You might need to do a coffee enema. I know this isn't everybody's favorite, but the people who do coffee enemas are like, oh my God, why didn't I do that earlier? So you might need to do a coffee enema. So think about that. Your gut, you might need to run a gut zoomer. A gut zoomer will tell you if you have the bacteria in your gut to be able to bring your blood sugar down. So if you haven't run a gut zoomer on yourself, now might be the time. Just put gut zoomer in the comments and we'll send you a link so you know how to order one of those. So there may be an imbalance in the organs that allow you to switch over. So you, again, if you're doing everything right, it's time to look at, okay, what organs help me to switch over? And the liver and the gut are the primary ones. Okay, number 5, this is also a tricky one. You may be adrenal fatigued. Let's go into your body for a second. Remember that if you've been under a tremendous amount of stress and your adrenals are pumping out epinephrine and norepinephrine and cortisol all the time, your body might think that it is running from a tiger all day long. And if it's running from a tiger all day long, it is not going to go into this ketogenic pathway. It's going to keep pumping sugar out so that you can run from the tiger. So you may be a little adrenal fatigued. How do you know if you're adrenal fatigued? The absolute best way is a Dutch test. We do Dutch tests on both men and women. It'll give you a complete hormonal profile. If you want information on that, just put Dutch test in there. If you know you're under a lot of stress and you're frustrated trying to get into ketosis with fasting, You might need to just go to sleep a little bit longer. You might need to say no to more activities. You might need to chill out a little bit more in order to allow your body to access this ketogenic pathway. Okay, last one, number 6. Number 6 is your toxic load may be too high. So we see this all the time where people are doing all the right things, yet they're not achieving their health goals. And that's where toxins come into play. Toxins, endocrine disruptors, heavy metals, plastics, toxins in our environment will block the receptor sites for glucose and insulin and make it very difficult for your cells to be sensitive to even inviting insulin into a glucose cell, being able to connect insulin and glucose together. So if you've done everything that I just said and you're still struggling, really look at your toxic load. Believe it or not, things like what you put on your skin, like are you putting the wrong products on your skin, on your hair? Are you in an environment of mold? Or do you have a mouthful of amalgams? Are you drinking water that's full of lead? Those kind of things will actually impact your ability to get into ketosis. There's a whole type of toxin out there called an obesogen. And obesogens will absolutely clog up these receptor sites and make it very difficult for those cells to become insulin sensitive. So it might be time to look at your toxic load. It may be time to detox. And this is why we are taking groups of people through the detox experience. If you want to know how to detox, just put Toxin Reset in the comments. We'll send you a link to that. But there you go. There are 6 things, and inside of each one of those 6 things is a lot. There's a lot to unpack there. But remember, as always, you were born to get into ketosis. So if you're not getting into ketosis, there's a reason for it. It's not because fasting failed you. It's not because the ketogenic diet failed you. It's because you got to troubleshoot some of the things that hold you back from making that switch. And as always, I want you to experience the miracle that you're living in. If you love these principles, you're trying to customize this lifestyle for yourself, please join me in the Reset experience. It is not too late. In the month of January, we are taking people through the principles of building a fasting lifestyle. I'm taking you through all the different fasts. I'm taking you through the different eating styles. So if you want to join us in the Reset experience, just put Reset experience in the comments and we'll make sure you get a link. But don't ever give up on yourself. You're a miracle. If you're not getting into ketosis, there's a reason for it. And it's your job to go hunting for that reason. And when you remove the interference, you'll see how easy ketosis can be. As always, I hope that helps.